Hello. If you remember on the last video that I put up, it was an introduction to the Streamliner guitar and how pleased I was with it, with the exception of the Bigsby end piece, tailpiece. And I dealt with a gentleman at Bigsby two or three times by email, and he gave me a solution, and it worked. And this is a wonderful guitar with a whammy bar that works as good as any that I've ever used, made by Bigsby. So let me show you. It takes very little pressure, just like the one on my really good 6120 Gretsch guitar. And I hope people from Gretsch are watching, and also from Reverend Guitar. I don't know if you've heard of Reverend Guitar. Dwight Yoakam's guitar player played a Reverend guitar. Honestly, I'd never heard of it. But this is where I got the spring that made the fix. It's an 11/16. They only have one spring on their web page. And it is an 11/16, and it's a much lighter gauge of wire than the 11/16 that comes with this guitar. This is very heavy, and it took an act of strength to press this thing down any at all to get any effect. And I tried a shorter spring, and it dropped the arm down so low there was no room left for action, and it was a very heavy gauge. So the fix was a Reverend spring. You can order it online. In fact, you can order it through Amazon and go to Reverend, and it's the only accessory they've got listed is that springy spring. And you'll love it. You can play any of the Chet Atkins sounds with the spring. It's wonderful. And some songs you have to have the tremolo. You have to have the vibrato. Wicked Games, remember that? It's... tapping this sucker. If you want to push on it, remember Peter Gunn? But to get the Chet sounds, make the switch. The only difficulty is, of course, you got to take your strings down to release this arm. You pull it up, very easily comes up. There's a little white cap down in there. The gentleman at Bigsby said you could take that out if you like, and it'll make this arm come down a little bit, but I preferred to leave it in. I tried it both ways. I'd rather have it in. And there's no other adjustments to make. Now, one other thing I did, the way this came, it had the strings, you latch them on these little nipples, and then it goes under this second bar. I haven't had this on any prior Bigsby products, and it's difficult enough to string this baby. So I went over the top. It's not even touching the second bar on there, and it's held down very nicely by this adjustable, what do you want to, I don't know what to call it, bridge, adjustable bridge. Because there's little grooves in there, and each string's got a little groove to go in, so there's no slippage or anything. But anyway, it is. Thank you, Bigsby. Thank you, Gretsch Guitars. And thank you for this nice little guitar. $5.50 for these babies. And I'm not getting paid to say that. They don't even know who I am. But God bless y'all. Enjoy.